How's it going, everyone? It's Abdallah here with another awesome Animal Crossing New Horizons video. As you can see, the Roost is going to be open 24/7. It is happening, 100% confirmed by Nintendo, but it's a matter of when, so let's actually take a look into it, shall we? All right, yes, of course. That's a lot to unpack, right? Brewster here, we were talking about it a long time ago. Anyway, before we get started, I do want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys that subscribe to the YouTube channel. You guys are amazing. And in case you guys didn't already see, we got a very fun video right over this way called Brewster is Coming. It was about 6 days ago from the time we're recording. So 6 days prediction is pretty good timing. Anyway, so as you're able to check out that video, there's tons of information about who Brewster is and what exactly is the big hype about him, right? There's tons happening, and a lot of fans from the previous iteration of Animal Crossing have been clamoring over this character. And now that we have him, there's going to be tons of different hype around it. And there's a lot of things that can also come along with his announcement, such as potential of gyroids, the potential of roasting beans and possibly planting them. Anyway, go and take a look at this video. There's a lot of information on it. And before we actually get into the Direct that happened, I do want to say that we released a brand new merchandise that is related about some cool, sweet treats. So definitely take a look at it. Reds, bubble tea, and treats. Absolutely amazing. I thought that the merch team did an awesome job. If you guys want a very cool t-shirt or a very fun little cup or a waist pack like these, definitely click on the link in the description to visit the merch site and use the code BOBA10 at checkout to save 10% off. All right, so a lot to unpack. I know, trust me. So Nintendo actually went over here. Nintendo went over here during their Nintendo Direct and gave us like 1 minute of Animal Crossing, which is great. That's cool. Let's go for it. So as you can see over here, from this entire thing, there's really not too much to see other than a character heading on over and the museum actually being remodeled with the specific roost on the other side. So that means that if we're over here in Animal Crossing New Horizons, you can see that there's nothing there right now, right? There's absolutely nothing in that one spot until the renovations come. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait until the update happens. Now, we don't exactly have a date of when the update is going to release. It's probably gonna release late October, maybe November, most likely. But anyway, that's up to speculation. You guys can guess whatever you want on when that is, but we have to wait until the Nintendo's Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct in order to get all of that information. So that being said, all right, so this is our museum. We're just chilling next to Blathers over here. He's sleeping. He hasn't heard the news yet that his entire museum is going to get renovated. No, he hasn't. So anyway, after doing this, we're going to see this character. It says the Roost open 24/7. Just like the museum, you're able to go in. Now, right over here, there's two icons. There's an icon of a couple different houses, and there's an icon for coffee beans. Again, not really sure what's going on with the coffee beans, but in the previous game, you were able to give Brewster some different types of coffee beans, and you were able to make different kinds of coffee. So does that necessarily mean that we can grow our own coffee nowadays? Now, if you were to grow coffee, I would imagine that they'd be like pumpkins, where the longer you grow them, like let's say day 1, it'll just be a plant. Day 2, a bigger plant. Day 3, it'll sprout some different coffee beans on it, and you can pick them, or you can leave them for day 4 and get different types of beans, like stronger beans, or less stronger beans, or mild beans, and leave it for day 5, and you're going to be able to get another thing. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That would be amazing, by the way. Just a different crop that you can grow. And then you could bring them to Brewster, and the more that you bring them to Brewster, you'll be able to befriend him, and then eventually get a job like you did in Animal Crossing New Leaf. So that'd be really, really fun. So other than that, it's kind of insinuated that gyroids might come on board, right? We talked about gyroids in my previous video. Brewster is coming right over. Gyroids. Yeah, here we go. What are gyroids and how to get them? Exactly. So gyroids are definitely these little crazy little objects, and they make little noises. And with that being said, Brewster has a stash. He allows you to store a whole bunch of different gyroids in Animal Crossing New Leaf. And now, since he's here, is he going to give us the same thing? Now, that opens the door. Does that mean that all the gyroids in existence in the previous games are going to be found in the ground after it rains? If that's the case, that's going to breathe huge life into the game, meaning that there's going to be so much that you can do in the game now, right? It's based off of rain patterns. So whenever it rains, there's typically like a little check mark in the sand or in the grass, and you'll be able to see that there's like, it's not a fossil that you dig up. No, it's actually a gyroid. And if there's over 100 of them and you can only get them when it rains, that's going to mean that training is going to be really, really huge again. So the Nukazan market and the entire economy is going to be boosted, and I cannot wait for that. See, as you can see, there's just so many different gyroids. So really, really excited for that. Other than that, other than gyroids, I mean, and coffee beans, what else could it mean, right? So why dedicate? The question is, why dedicate an entire Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct, right? So this is a full-on presentation, and you know how we used to get like a couple YouTube trailers of the new updates that you can look forward to that are like maybe 3 or 4 minutes long, and we'd get them? Yeah, we haven't gotten one of those in a long time. So maybe this is Nintendo's way of just saying, hey, heads up, we haven't forgotten about you, but here's everything that we've been working on, but we just didn't give you any updates yet. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with that. And what kind of information are we going to get inside the Nintendo Direct right over here for Animal Crossing New Horizons? What information is so big that we can't just, you know, just give Isabel a tweet on her Twitter account that says, hey, you can look forward to these seasonal items this month, right? It's got to be something way bigger than that. And I think that the thing that's going to be way bigger than that is going to be the Tortimer Island stuff. And Tortimer Island is just going to be so huge. Like, honestly, it's going to be gigantic. In case you guys didn't know, Tortimer Island was where you would go on your dock, and then Cap'n would show up. And then you could talk to Cap'n, and he'd sail you away to a specific island where you can play dedicated minigames. And no, you don't have to terraform your island to make a musical chairs minigame or anything like that. No, you would go to the specific island, you'd click on a couple different options, you talk to the clerk, and then you'd be thrown into a hide and seek or a scavenger hunt or some of those other cool little minigames that you can just play and play. And the great thing about that is that you can play them with different people. You know what I mean? It's so cool. You can invite 8 people to your island or 6 people to your island, all hop on board Captain's ship and go to the minigame island. And I think that that's what's going to happen. And that's why we're going to get such a big Animal Crossing Direct. Because when you think about it, if you take out Brewster and you take out Animal Crossing's, Tortimer Island, what else is there that we could potentially get, right? What else can you get? I don't know. Could it just be like, okay, we're going to plant crops. Here's your corn. Here's your carrots. That's kind of boring. I mean, what are you going to do with them? Is there going to be a cooking aspect of the game? You're just going to eat them and gain like 1 stamina to break a rock? I don't know. But there's going to be something big in order to dedicate a direct around it. And low-key, what if, all right, hold on. I got to give you this what if scenario. What if, hold on. Okay, what if Brewster isn't going to be in the game, right? Hear me out. Brewster's not going to be in the game, but a descendant of his is going to. It's going to be a female character. That is his niece, his daughter, or maybe his son or his nephew or something like that. Kind of like Flick and CJ. They're descendants of the previous NPCs in the previous Animal Crossing games. What if it's not Brewster? That'd be super cool. One of the commenters in our Nintendo Direct planted that seed in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally subscribed to it. But anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys didn't already, hit that like button if you're excited for Brewster. Go check out that little Brewster video I made. There's a lot of good information to get you all up to speed. And I can't wait to hear about all of your comments in the comment section below on what you think is going to happen with this Animal Crossing Direct and Brewster. Give me all of your wildest dreams and predictions below. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.